Just bring yourself to the present moment because that is all there is. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Brahma. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. May we become open to the learning that is available in every moment, the vast, infinite knowledge that the universe is continuously showering upon us. May we learn to become the earnest, eager, curious, full of wonder students in a way that the great teacher, the divine guru, the divine universe showers its blessings of knowledge to us, through words, through symbols, through action, through feelings, through thoughts. ये संसार में ये सृष्टि का जो सारा जो ज्ञान है, जो धन है ज्ञान का, उसको समझने के लिए, उसको लेने के लिए, उसको ग्रहण करने के लिए हम तैयार हो. May we be transparent, open, like little flowers open to the dew, just as to the open flower the dew drops and falls and fills it. May we be open, may we be permeable, may we be pervious, innocent, in a state of not knowing, with the full awareness that whatever little we know is minuscule compared to the knowledge that the universe has to offer. And in this not knowing, May we create space for knowing and growing more and more. May every moment, every person, every event teach us, lead us, guide us. So when we say Gurur Brahma, that Gurur is the universe, we can reverse the order of the words and it is still true. Brahma Gurur. The entire universe is your Guru. And when that state, that level of awakening is present, that is when the merger can happen. That is when this individual little self is so replete, so permeated, so full with universal truth, with universal love, with universal knowledge, that even though we continue to operate as separate individuals with a name and a body, we become indistinguishable from that divine universal presence. Av Gurudeva darshan dijo, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता. Great, wonderful. So, hello Nupur ji, कैसे हैं?
Why did you stop?
Sorry?
Why did you stop? It was so beautiful. Continue. Please. I thought I just came at the right time. I was getting into the mode and then I was like, okay, great. Oh my god, please continue. Such a beautiful bhajan, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lovely one. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never actually played it on the guitar, so but chalo, theek hai. Let's see. I I'm not sure of the chords, but we'll see. अनाथ नाथा दीन बंधु स्वरूपा, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। अब गुरुदेवा दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम हो आत्म स्वरूपा, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। There's one more antara I'm not recalling. Shrishti Sthiti Laya. I don't know. Someone may know. One of you may know. I don't know. Okay. But when we are open, then everything is all knowledge, all truth, all beauty is already showering. The university of the universe is always open. The universe university is always available 24/7, showering knowledge, showering truth, showering love. The only question is, are we open? Are we available? So we come to this truth, this beauty, this understanding from any way that we want, any way that you want to take, any direction you want to come in from, you can come. This is a roadless, mapless landscape. All roads are welcome, all paths are welcome, all ways are welcome. Right. Yeah, the last mantra is what? Agnana Nashak, Sharana Samrakshak, Atma Jnana Pradata, Shrishti Sthiti Lay Swarupa Tum ho Anadi Rupa, Av Guru Deva Darshana Dijo, Tum ho Jagat Ke Data. And one more is, yeah, Agnana Nashak, Sharana Samrakshak, Atma Gyan Pradata. Right. So, very nice. And the that the the tragico-comedy situation that we are in is that on the one hand we await the receiving of knowledge from the Guru, and the other side of it is that we are that knowledge. We already are that. There is nothing more that needs to be added. It is only remembering and knowing that we are that already. All knowledge is already there, already available in you. You are it. And the way I understand how do we say that we are already, all knowledge is already there. I mean, we can accept those kind of statements at directly. Some people just are like that. But for me, how do we say that? And I realize that it is true, because whenever a truth appears in your awareness, somebody says something, and you know that it is true, and you agree and you say, yes, this is true. And somebody says something which is untrue, and you know that it is not true. How do you resonate with truth when you read the words of beauty, of truth, of love, of joy? Your heart sings. Why does it start singing? Because it already knows the song. How do we know to say yes to something and resonate with it if we did not already have it? We already have it. Only the resonance begins when truth dawns. If we did not have it, we would not resonate with it. We would not sing. The dance, the joy would not appear when we hear great words of wisdom. But it does happen, and it is because we already knew. We already knew. It's a reminder. All words of wisdom, all knowledge are only reminder of all we already knew and then forgot that we knew. So with this limited intellect, this limited body, this limited time, this very, very short, it's like a flicker on a screen, here and gone, this life. We want to make the most of it and realize in that flicker all that there is and live it to the maximum that we can. Like Ganga Sati. Ganga Sati is one saint who lived in the Gujarat region many years ago. And Ganga Sati was a very self-realized woman, uneducated, practically illiterate. And yet, um, she was a self-realized woman. And at one point, she decides to say, okay, enough of this body, enough of this physical, so-called physical. Actually, it's not physical at all, but so enough of this separate existence, separated from divine, separated from oneness. And the separation again is imaginary. There is no actual separation, but it is felt as separation. Enough of this, and she decided to leave. And but before she left, she wanted to pass on this knowledge. So she decides to pass this on to her daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law's name is Panba. Panba. So this is so one of the, so she gave her a few Brahma Vakyas, and one of the Brahma Vakyas she gave her is, it's in Gujarati and I will translate, but in Gujarati it goes, Vijli na jhapkare, moti porvilo panba. So Vijli is lightning. Within the flash of a lightning, moti porvilo. So imagine you are trying to make a necklace and trying to put the thread through the hole in the pearl. So moti को पिरोना है, मोती को पिरोना है, लेकिन अंधेरा है. तो बिजली का जब अंधेरा ही अंधेरा है, like when you are here in this form as a human body with consciousness, with awareness, with knowledge, with eyes, with this instrument called five senses, and even more than five senses actually. So during that time, that short time, it's like a flash of lightning. This entire life is like one flash of lightning. You know how quickly the lightning just comes and goes. This entire life itself, on the scale of eternity, this entire life is just one flash. So in that one flash, pass the thread through the pearl. So Vijli na jhapkare, moti porvilo panba. So the sooner we begin to understand what is this reality, who am I, engaging in those questions, the sooner we start asking those questions, engaging in those questions, and beginning to understand our place in the universe. Who am I in this form? What is my role? What am I here for? What am I doing? The sooner we ask those questions, the sooner we can embark on that wonderful journey back towards ourselves, back towards the all there is, back towards divine, back to who you already are, back to yourself. So one of the new emerging understanding, especially even from the very highly scientific world, is the limited nature of our perceptions. So what we are finding out, what scientists are finding out, the physics, I'm talking about people at the Harvards and the Stanfords and the most prestigious research institutes of the world, what they are finding out is that our perception of what we see, hear, feel, think, touch is only an inferential representation of what is really out there. So what is really out there is something we can never perceive in this form. We are physically not in a position to really know what is out there. We only have a small representation of what is out there through our senses, eyes, ears, touch, taste, smell, feel, think. We get some representation of reality, of this universe, whatever you want to call it. You can call it God, you can call it consciousness, you can call it the universe, you can call it light, divine, whatever. Whatever that is, which is the substrate and the substance of everything that there is. उसको जानने के लिए हमारे पास ये जो हमारा शरीर है वो सिर्फ एक सैंपल या एक उसका अप्रोक्सीमेशन हम समझ पाते हैं. वो एक्चुअली जो है वो इतना है, इतना ज्यादा है कि हमारा शरीर, मन, दिमाग इसको समझने के लिए और जानने के लिए उतनी हमारे पास शक्ति नहीं है. So this is now getting proven with physics, thermodynamics, saying that if we were to mirror the world within us, we would simply disappear, dissolve. We would not exist. We cannot contain so much. This body cannot contain what is out there. So we are only taking a little part of it, one view of it, one angle, few samples of what is out there, and making an inference or a हम कंक्लूजन पे आते कि अच्छा ये है, मुझे जो भी दिख रहा है, ये पेड़ दिख रहा है, ये घर दिख रहा है, तो वो एक सिर्फ एक वन स्मॉल रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ जो विराट विशाल स्वरूप जो है उसका एक स्मॉल सैंपल है, सिर्फ रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, सैंपल भी नहीं है, सिंबल है. इट इज लाइक व्हेन supposing you are a pilot in an airplane and your airplane is going through a night time and there is a big storm going on outside, and through your windshield you can see nothing, and your plane is getting tossed around by the winds and the clouds and the rain and whatever else is happening out there. How does the pilot fly? The pilot flies through looking at his instruments or her instruments. She's looking at what is the speed of the air. All that pilot is seeing is the dashboard, and living life through the dashboard only, because that outside is too much. If I try to understand कौन सा cloud कितनी दिशा में क्या, कितना lightning, कितना, I will never be able to fly this airplane. I only want to see what is useful for me and some small amounts of data, so I can make some quick decisions and turn the aircraft or lift or go down or whatever I'm going to do. So I'm looking at how much fuel I have, how much time I have, all the dashboard. And the dashboard is as different from the outside. Reality is the clouds and the rain and the lightning. All we are seeing is the dashboard. So when we are looking at the world and perceiving the world, what it really is, वो हमारे बस की बात ही नहीं है. In this form, as human body, we are only looking at the dashboard. The people, the trees, the wall, the house, the flowers, the computer, the mobile, these are only all small dashboard which merely represent the divine, which only represent, it's only a small reflection of what is out there. And this is now proven. I will post on the group the actual scientific paper. It's called cognitive, what is it? I'll post the link anyway, but it's called cognitive dynamics. So this whole field of research is called cognitive dynamics, where we are trying to understand कि हम जो है वो actually क्या देख रहे हैं. तो फिजिक्स से पता चल रहा है अभी कि हम जो देख रहे हैं और जो असलियत है वो रिलेटेड है, लेकिन वो नहीं है. Like the dashboard and the cloud are so different, isn't it? You're looking at the horizon meter you may have seen the pilot's dashboard. where you see how much is up, and what, that circle with the blue top and the brown bottom, that's the horizon line. How different is that than the real sky? Very different. But that's all we can see. So similarly, the sky that we see, the stars that we see, the galaxy that we see, is merely a small representation of that which actually is just a small representation. And we are working with that, we are dealing with that, we are living with that. So we are merely operating with the dashboard. And this they found from other direction also, from the evolution theory also, that for a person or a living being, organism to survive, how much information is out there? Supposing you are in the jungle, and trying to survive, and if you see a wild creature approaching you, the amount of data that is actually there is unbelievable, is unbelievable. Kitna hai? What is the, if the tiger is coming at you, how many hair are there on the tiger's body? Just one simple example I'm saying. That is information that is there in the universe. कि कितने बाल है उस शेर के शरीर के ऊपर. लेकिन वो गिनना हमारे लिए समय भी नहीं है, मुश्किल ही नहीं है, नामुमकिन है. और ये तो सिर्फ एक टाइगर है. अब जंगल को देख रहे हो तो कितने पेड़ है, कितने पत्ते हैं, कभी कभी वो पैदा हुए थे, कभी बड़े हुए, उसका कलर क्या है, उसमें कितना केमिकल है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. पॉइंट इज, even in just one frame, if you look, the amount of information is beyond human capacity. So we only look at approximate and useful part of it and ignore the rest. We purposely filter it. And they found that creatures who are more interested in what is the useful information out there are the ones who survive, not the ones who are committed to knowing what the truth is, what is really there. They are the ones who survive. So we are made that way. Our body, our physical body is made to know what is useful, and the reality remains an unexplored, not just unexplored, but unexplorable in this form. So so we are very, 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 very limited in what we are dealing with, what we are working with. So to go beyond it, to go beyond what our senses can perceive, and to understand that there is a divine truth, a reality which is way beyond us, multiple paths are there. The one is the path of thought, of understanding, of knowledge, and it leads to truth. And the path of feeling, which leads to love. And then there's the path of perception, senses of seeing something beautiful, hearing something beautiful, music, art. And that path leads to beauty. So all of this is available in addition to just our senses. Using all this beyond just what we see and hear and feel, to understand that what is going on is beyond, way, way, way beyond you and I. And the paradox is, in another way, it is only you and I, because I and you are only that. So that's the beauty of it. But taking that and base. So I was having a conversation with my daughter the other day. Okay, I understand all this, but what does it do for me? What am I going to use it for? So whenever we don't know exactly what nature is up to. What is this universe up to? We don't exactly know. But the more we can align with it, the more we can go with the way it is going, in surrender, in okayness, in awareness, the more we go with it, the more our experience of joy, the more our experience of love, the more our experience of beauty. So what is the so I had the question I left for you for on Thursday. What is a dream that's worth dreaming? So any thoughts on that, anyone? What is a dream that's worth dreaming? And even if you're not there on Thursday, you can just respond now. What is a dream that's worth dreaming? Is it a worthy dream? This flash of lightning you have, are we going to spend our time dreaming about, I don't know, cars and a beautiful house and jewelry and nothing wrong with that, I'm not saying. Are we going to spend our time dreaming those dreams? Or are we going to spend our time dreaming some other dream? Yeah, the now. Okay, Sonalji says now. The dream of now. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you can dream the dream of now, this is a beautiful dream to have. If your dream is whatever is there right now, and it is always that dream, every now, every moment, the now is my dream, the now is my dream. This is the dream worth dreaming. Because only in the now there is joy. Only in the now is the universe fully and 100% expressing itself and saying to us in so many symbols and so much investment the universe has made in the now. The entire eons and eons of time that has passed is all simply focused and culminating in the now. So aligning with the dream, when our dreams are aligned with the universal dream, then those are the dreams that are worth dreaming. Don't you think? Those are worthwhile dreams. We don't know what that universal dream is fully. We may not understand it fully. We don't know exactly what it is. But in that open question of whatever that dream is of the universe, let me align myself with that universal dream. I don't even need to know exactly what it is. And how do I align myself with that universal dream? How do we align ourselves with that universal dream without even knowing what it is? So it's like if you are floating in a river, you want to align yourself with the river. Do you have to know where the river is going? To align yourself with the river, do you have to go to know this river is going into the Arabian Sea or is going Bay of Bengal or going somewhere else or going into the ocean or where? We don't need to know. To align yourself with the river, all that can be done. If you want to go with the river, all you need to do is nothing. Just allow the river to carry you. Allowing the river to carry you where it goes. That is how you live the universal dream. So living the universal dream is about surrender. It's about letting go. It's about okayness. It's about the now. And we don't need to know what it is. We don't need to know where it's going. All we need to know is enough just enough understanding that I cannot perceive what that is, because what I'm looking at is only the dashboard. I don't know what that actual outside really is. And even the most beautiful vision that you see is only a dashboard. If you look up at the stars in the night on a beautiful cloudless night, and you see this Milky Way, and or you see the all the stars in the universe, and even that incredible beauty is also just a little dashboard, one little instrument which is showing, reflecting, representing divine beauty, divine truth, divine love. All the trillions of stars put together only represent one small tiny aspect of what that is. So if we can even understand that and know that all this is only just that, then we don't know what the actual flow of this nature is. And maybe there is no deliberate purpose to nature itself. It is simply a journey. And even if it is simply a journey, do we want to fight it? Do we want to go against it? Or do we want to feel everything that is available to be felt and experience all that there is available to experience, and simply, and this is the easiest, to fight this universe you have to learn a lot of things. To go against the universe you have to do a lot, you have to, I don't know, it's a lot of effort, a lot of work. But this, even though this is the ultimate dream to be dreamt, like if you have a dream of buying a, a fast sports car, an open convertible, you'll have to work a lot to get it, right? There's a lot of effort involved in trying to fulfill that dream. This dream of you living the universal dream, zero effort. You're already there. Zero effort. Every moment, whatever is surrendering, experiencing, being with it, you're automatically aligned with the flow of this river, and we simply go. Going where no man has gone before, to borrow a phrase from Star Trek. I don't know if anyone of you have ever watched Star Trek. To boldly go where no man has gone before. They would update it now and say no man or woman has gone before. Great. So, surrender to this mother, the universe. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. दे माँ निज चरणों का प्यार, दे माँ निज चरणों का प्यार। जय जय माँ, जय माँ। पूर्ण प्रेम प्रेम दे, अमर स्नेह दे, पूर्ण प्रेम दे, अमर स्नेह दे, दिव्य शांति आनंद दे दे, पूर्ण प्रेम दे, अमर स्नेह दे, दिव्य शांति आनंद दे दे। पूजा करूं सदा मैं तेरी, पूजा करूं सदा मैं तेरी, दे भक्ति का दान, दे मां निज चरणों का प्यार। जय जय मां, जय मां, जय जय मां, जय मां। Just like a little infant who in that state has no clue what the mother is, what are all her true characteristics, what are her all her strengths, what is her full form. The little baby has no clue, and yet it surrenders. Jai Maa, हृदय अभीप्सा से जागृत हो, अभय हस्त मेरे सिर पर हो। हृदय अभीप्सा से जागृत हो, अभय हस्त मेरे सिर पर हो। दिव्य प्रेम से ओत प्रोत हो, दिव्य प्रेम से ओत प्रोत हो। जीवन का सारा भार दे मां, निज चरणों का प्यार। जय जय मां, जय मां, जय जय मां, जय मां, जय जय मां, जय मां, जय मां, जय मां। Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we want to understand, experience all that there is in every possible way. With our brain, with our mind, with our guitar, with our song, with our words, with our love, with our energy, with our devotion, with our intelligence, with our knowledge. All of it, all of it, all of it. We only have a few moments anyway. Great. So wonderful. See you all on Tuesday. Yeah. Wait. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us this understanding, this togetherness, and walking on this path towards love, towards freedom, towards knowledge. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.